I'm going to download the recipe of what we're going to make in the kitchen today because shrimp Creole is one of my favorites, guys.
Studio 10 page, fox10tv.com, and you too can make it at home. Lucy Greer, Greer's Market and Catering, making shrimp Creole this morning. This is a Southern favorite.
It is a Southern favorite, and it's so easy. It only takes a few ingredients and some of the things you may already have in your pantry, so it's quick to come together for supper, and it's always good.
And we'll start by sauteing some veggies?
Yes, I have our pot over medium-high heat, so we're just going to use 1 stick of unsalted butter, and we are going to use flour to thicken up this sauce, so you have to have this fat in here to make that roux that we're going to do a little bit later. And I'm using butter today. It's going to add a lot more flavor to our dish, but if you wanted to do half and half olive oil butter, that would be completely fine too.
What is your secret to making the perfect roux? We know you have to stir, stir, stir.
You have to stir, 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 and also you have to make sure that you cook that flour out. Like today, we're going to use butter flour combination, and it is a roux, but it's not going to be one like a gumbo where we stir, stir, stir and get that dark color on it. It's going to be more just like a thickening agent, but the trick in this dish is to make sure that you stir and get that raw flour taste out of it, because if you just add the flour and then immediately add your liquid and don't let it cook, it's gonna have that.
You're trying to taste that in your mouth. You're just like, nah, not so much.
Yeah, exactly. So we have our stick of butter melted, and we're gonna add our vegetables. We have 2 small yellow onions, and I have 2 stalks of celery just diced up, and 1 green bell pepper diced up, all about the same size.
Turning up the heat.
Yep. And now I'm gonna add 5 cloves of chopped garlic. Just chop that fine. And then we're going to add our seasonings. We have 2 teaspoons of dried thyme, 2 teaspoons of dried basil, 2 teaspoons of celery seed, teaspoon of black pepper, and 2 teaspoons of salt. So we'll just let this go. This is going to take about 8 minutes or so. You just want to get all these vegetables nice and soft, and after that we'll move on.
All right, while this is cooking, your kids are all back in school, and you have the opportunity to get equipment, computers for them with the help of Greer's. Lucy, tell everybody about your Apples for Students program.
Apples for the Students program is unique to Greer's in our area, and it's special. It's our big community service project. We have 31 stores that span 3 states, and it's something that we can do for all of our stores. This is our 6th year for Apples for the Students, and it's very simple. All you do is sign up your school, which most schools in all of our trade areas have been signed up, because like I said, this is the 6th year. And then family members, teachers, students, you shop at any Greer store, and the schools collect the receipts, send them off, and we donate a portion of the receipts collected, and then they can buy iPads, computers, crayons, anything that you want, from a wide range of things to choose from, and it's great. We have schools that are just so committed to it, and they've received great things. As we know, budgets are continuing to get cut for schools, and this is just a great way to help out your local school.
Yeah, how nice would that be? Of course, the principals and teachers would say, thank you so much.
Yeah, the principals and teachers are very, very into it.
So we'll have more information about that, as well as this recipe for shrimp Creole on fox10tv.com on our Studio 10 page. Probably 5 or so more minutes on this.
Yep.
And then we'll start adding the other ingredients. How about that?
Back in the kitchen with Lucy Greer, and I am paying close attention this morning because this is something I want to make.
Good. Well, it's super easy. What we have already done is melted a stick of unsalted butter in our pot. And we added 2 small onions, 2 ribs of celery, and 1 bell pepper, all diced up. We had 5 cloves of garlic in there, and then we seasoned it up a little. We had some dried thyme, basil, celery seed, and a little bit of salt and pepper. So we had that going, and it's been over medium-high heat for about 8 minutes, and everything softened up a little bit. So now we are going to add 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and this is going to cook while we stir it around. You want to get it into that butter and all through those vegetables. This is going to help us thicken up our sauce. But you do want that raw flour taste to cook out a little bit, so we'll just let this cook for, 30 seconds to a minute.
Sounds good. And while you're doing that, something really exciting going on for Greer's. You have a new location to tell us about.
Well, we have kind of a re-grand opening in our Grove Hill, Alabama location. We have updated the store, and it's now one of our Greer's Cash Savers, and we are going to have a day-long event there on Saturday. I'll be up there. It's going to be perfect for the kids. We're going to have a bouncy house. We're going to have local bands playing. The cheerleaders will be bagging for tips. We're going to have choirs singing, and of course all sorts of grand opening specials. So if you are in Grove Hill, please come out and see us between football games.
Definitely. Choir singing, bands playing, kids jumping,
Yes.
cash saving, food buying. It's going to be a smorgasbord.
It is. Face painting. We'll be grilling out there, hot dogs and Cokes and all sorts of stuff. So come out and see us. And it is Wednesday. So, of course, all of our stores have specials that break on Wednesdays. So if you are near one of our locations and want to see what's on sale, you can always go to our website, greers.com, and pull up whatever store is closest to you.
All right, and so there's where you can go to find out the exact location of that Grove Hill restaurant if you want to come on Saturday. But what time is that all going to get started?
It is going to get started, I believe, around 9 or so in the morning, and then all throughout the day, things will just be happening.
Things are going to be popping.
Popping, yes.
All right, sounds very good. Add in some chicken broth now.
Yep, I am going to add 2 cups of chicken broth. This is a 4-cup container, but there was only 2 cups in here. So we are going to add that 2 cups of chicken broth, and you're going to see it start thicken up. And then we're going to add our tomatoes. I'm using diced tomatoes with chilies. I'm using 1 mild and 1 original. But if you like things spicy, of course, you could use the hot or whichever ones you like. And then 1 can of tomato sauce.
Well, it depends on who I'm going to cook this for, because I can do the spicy stuff, but my mother-in-law, who is often with us, doesn't like super spicy.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll go for a medium.
That is a good call.
Everybody wins, right?
Everybody wins, yes. And we're just going to bring this up to a boil and then reduce the heat and let this simmer for about 30 minutes before you add your shrimp.
Sounds like a plan. So we'll come back and check in on this in just a little while. Now we need to check out the forecast.